Good morning, guys. Ali Duzette here, and today we're talking about cutting cords. This is something that a lot of people are always interested in, and I've actually never taught a full class on it because I don't think it's that important as far as like the other things that a person can do. So we're going to back up and talk about all of this kind of stuff um, really quick. And I have a full cord cutting session planned for later on in the week, but today I just want to give you a little bit of information on what cords are. Um, okay, so what we consider a cord would be on an energetic level. It literally looks like a string from one person to another person. What it is a an energetic connection that allows energy to be funneled from one person to the other person and vice versa. Okay, cords can be really good. A good cord to me, when I see it with my eyes, it looks like that kind of like bluish white color, and it just has a healthy vibe to it. When I see it, I'm like, oh, that looks pretty healthy. It looks robust. For things to be healthy, there has to be a flow. So what you're going to see in a healthy cord is an equal flow back and forth between two people. So so that is good. Now, an unhealthy cord is when a cord is connecting two people, but it only goes one way. Okay. And usually when this happens, the cords look black or really dark brown. They might look hairy or gunky, like you just pulled out a hairy plug from your drain in your bathtub or something. That's what it looks like. These cords can be of any size. You might see them as skinny as a hair. You might see them as big around as a tree trunk or larger between people. And those are, of course, symbolic. Do you have like a tiny connection? Do you have like a massive connection? The most dangerous kinds of cords are like the really hairy, disgusting ones, right? And so those are the ones that are the most important to remove. They're also the ones that are the most difficult to remove. So um, why are they a problem? Healthy cords are not a problem. You don't even worry about those. Unhealthy cords are a problem because it always means that one person is taking life force from another person. Um, and it's very possible that you have cords going both ways, and you can have them with the same person. So for example, something that can be very common is between an unhealthy mother and an unhealthy daughter. They will have a bunch, they might have 7 different cords between them. And interestingly, from different parts of their body, head to head, heart to stomach, stomach to belly button, or like whatever. The womb to belly button kind of cord is very common for mothers to children for, I think, obvious reasons. And they're not all bad, but it's bad when it's only flowing one direction. That indicates that there's not an equal give and take of energy, right? And so or maybe not equal, but it's not healthy, because I think in a mother-child relationship, the mother's energy is giving more than the child's energy is giving, but that's appropriate, right? And so it still shows up as healthy. So when cords are unhealthy, it drains the other person of their life force energy. Oh, what I was going to say is like, I could have a cord to you where I'm sucking your life force energy, and you could have a cord to me that's sucking my life force energy, and then they're like both unhealthy. Does this make sense? So people who are unable to generate their own life force energy do this a lot. When you look at them energetically, they're covered in cords. They're reaching out to other people and clinging on to them. These are the energy vampires. These are the people that you dread to see because you feel so drained afterwards. You feel drained because they literally energetically stole your energy. And they did it through these cords. So why don't I usually work on these cords in all of the years that I've been working in this? This is my 10th year in this field. And I don't do a ton of cord cutting, mostly because what I have found is that when you have really good boundaries, the cords go away. The more appropriate boundaries you set, the more belief work that you do, the stronger emotional health you have, the more your system is like, oh, I don't have space for other people's crappy cords, like bing, and they just like come off of you. So that's kind of the route that I prefer to take. Do the work to prevent cords from existing in the first place. Then you don't have to cut so many cords. But um, But I did think that it would be smart today. As I was like praying about what to do in January, I thought, okay, today's the day we're going to cut a cord today. So I just want to invite you to think of one cord. Just ask yourself, ask God, like, show me one unhealthy cord that I need to cut today. And if you don't have any, check for secret, hidden, invisible, covert, or otherwise unknown cords and see if you can find one there. Okay. And what you're going to do, traditionally when people teach cord cutting, they often say to see the Archangel Michael come with a big sword to cut it. I'm not necessarily invested in that, but I do think you should cut it, or God should cut it, or an angel should cut it. Somebody you trust needs to cut that cord. You can use giant scissors, beep, beep, or a giant sword, or I guess you could even use like a welding, like torch thing, or you can be creative with it. But in your mind, you're going to visualize slicing that cord. And then critically, you must take the two ends and heal them. Okay. So what I like to do is plug them both up into the energy of God so God can clean the cords and heal up the space. Or if one or either party is not okay with that, you'll feel it energetically. It'll be like, no, I will not connect to that. Then you connect it downward to the earth and you connect it to the earth's energy and let the earth clean it. Okay. So let's do that. Once your half has been cleaned, see if you can just remove the whole thing and have angels take it away for processing and fill up the hole where it was with light. All of these cords plug into your physical body, okay? So wherever it is, you might have plugged into your arm or to your shoulder or your back or whatever. You're going to imagine filling that spot with light and you're going to tell that spot energetically, like, you are free from being corded. You don't have to have any cords there anymore, okay? I'm like feeling all of this energy shifting. So I'm really proud of you guys. It just tells me that you're doing some really good work. Okay. Let's tap and breathe. Let's tap in. I can be safe without that cord. I can be safe without that cord. I know how to live without that cord. Put your hands on your heart. If you are feeling like you cannot live without that cord, then that is exactly why I don't usually do this kind of thing, because I think it's much better to just do the Life Force Energy Systems class and boundaries work. So if you feel like you couldn't really cut it, or that you cut it and now your system is like, but I need it. First off, ask our creator for help fixing that. And then what I will say is pause on working on the cord and go do more foundational work as far as belief work and boundaries work. And if you don't have access to the Life Force Energy Healing class at allieduzetclasses.com, I would recommend getting the very fancy membership, which is like pretty affordable considering everything that you get in it. And so you can just get it for like 1 month and work through the Healing Life Force Energy Systems class. That is going to be a really big game changer. And I don't have a depression session as of today, but I've heard from numerous people who did the Healing Life Force Energy Systems class that when they did it, their depression alleviated as well. So it's like the accidental depression session. So that's what I'm going to recommend. Go get the very fancy membership, run through that series. Okay. Thank you guys for being here today. Tomorrow, we're going to be cutting a different kind of cord, and I'm hoping it'll be pretty life-changing. I don't know of anybody that cuts cords this way, so we're going to have a fun experimental time, and I will see you there. Thanks for hanging out with me. Bye, guys.